Hello friends, the question is what are the causes of psoriasis in children? Why it is more and more in children nowadays? Psoriasis as such used to be common at the age of 30 and 40, almost 40 years ago. Today, according to textbooks, psoriasis occurs 18 to 25 years of age. But recently, there are a lot of cases of children having psoriasis. So, let us understand what are the causes why children get psoriasis. First of all, psoriasis is an autoimmune disorder. It's a genetic disorder. One is born with the tendency, but that is not sufficient to cause the psoriasis. It needs some trigger factors as a supportive to occur psoriasis in them. So these trigger factors are stress, depression, anxiety. Another thing is that lack of exercise, lack of sleep, diet. But recently we also found that psoriasis is in children less than 10 years. Because they are also born with a tendency of psoriasis, why does it occur at an earlier age? Do they have a stress? Do they have insecurities? Yes. First of all, if we see the life of children nowadays, number one, they are overworked with lot of studies, again lot of pressure from parents to lot of things. Another important thing, emotionally, what we find in children. So as we see the family dynamics, the relationship of a father and mother, because both are working and both are in their own stresses, and their relation with each other, many times this is not also a normal. There may be a lot of conflicts, fights, discussions, quarrels in them, arguments in them, and that does create an insecurity in children also, because although they are small, they cannot express it. Then again, while they go in the classes, in the teachers, so what we find in the classroom also, the competitive atmospheres, and the students who are clever or who are having good grades, they are being praised, they are being given extra attention, and the normal students, although they are having good grades, but they are being neglected, and this neglected feeling is also one of the stress. The next question is about the sleep. Since they have to go early in the classes, they have to attend the classes, they have to do the homework, because we are all career oriented, parents are career oriented, and they are always after their children. If they are good studies, if they are good grades, that is one of the stress. Third important thing about the diet. As recently we know that people are doing lot of fast foods, rather it is a fashion, and they like all these things which are not a healthy one and which should not be a regular food. But since the parents are busy, and cooking and having a healthy food is uncommon nowadays, so majority of the days they have to take the food from outside, and especially the fried food, with lot of gluten, pizzas, burgers, they contain lot of gluten, lot of preservatives, and all this food at such a earlier age, in a developing age, which is not nutritious. That is also one of the problem in their growth, in their immunity. Then I also found in children that they do not eat green vegetables, they don't like salads. And why don't they don't like? Because their parents don't eat it. There is no culture of having all these things. There are no fixed timings for the food. Even another thing is that there is no exercise, no playing in the ground. Already children do not need any specific exercise. They already play. They have the natural tendency to play. But it is not being promoted, playing on the ground. Next important thing is about the sleep. As we know that we all people in social media, TV, serials, we are busy in watching all them. We don't sleep. So how go you expect your children to sleep? And you also give them mobiles. So they are fond of all mobile games, watching videos, watching cartoons, and they can't sleep. and they have to work like you. So your lifestyle and that of your child's lifestyle is not different. So all the people, all the diseases that the elders are getting, likely that children will also get it. So these are the lifestyles of the children, and that's why we find it's more. Last but not least, the medications. You see, lot of times when you fall sick, there may be simple fever, there may be simple cold and cough. You see, your natural immunity is there, your life is there, and body has provided a protection and immunity to fight, and you have to develop it. To develop it, you need to have proper diet, proper exercise, proper sleep, and all these things will develop your immunity. Rather, their immunity is not developed. Moreover, instead of developing your immunity, there is a trend of taking medications and vaccinations to prevent the disorders. And these vaccinations, if you go number of vaccinations, the vaccination itself are the trigger factor for the psoriasis. So over vaccinations is there, and when you develop your immunity with artificial vaccinations, I doubt, personally, this is my personal opinion, the natural development of an immunity is not possible. For example, nowadays you think of an organic food which is nutritious because it has been grown naturally without any fertilizers, without any artificial things, with natural grown fertilizers, natural fertilizers and everything. So they are the better and nutritious. They may not be more in quantity, but the quality is good, and we rather want that now. So why don't you yourself be naturally strong, naturally immune, you develop your natural immunity, so that you do not get all this disorder. And since the psoriasis is an autoimmune disorder, so nowadays I also find that children suffer from autoimmune disorders because their immunity is deranged by the artificial modifications. And moreover, whenever they fall sick, they go for medicines. And in medicines, especially in our country, we find there are overuse of antibiotics. And this, if you go on frequently taking antibiotics, the more and more strong bacteria will come, and you will need more stronger medicines. And also many times we find that steroids, which should be used as an emergency medicine, so it is used rampantly for quick results, better results. So use of steroid is also one of the cause of having psoriasis. So all these things are common in children, which it should not be, or which should be very limited. But if it is not ethically done, so they will destroy their immunity and they will have the diseases like that. So these are all the causes. So if you understand these causes, and if you don't want psoriasis, try to avoid them, try to minimize these causes so that children will not get psoriasis. If they ever get psoriasis, don't go for the artificial treatment, because that is your choice no matter. But if you go, when the children get psoriasis, the treatment in modern science is only to control it, but it is going to increase every time. And as in the textbooks it is said, earlier the psoriasis, more the complications. So if you go for a natural treatment, the treatment that eradicates psoriasis, like homeopathic treatment, a safe, effective and long lasting treatment. So especially in children, I will say one has to choose the homeopathic treatment which is safe, effective and long lasting, and that do not have any side effects. So having psoriasis in children, it's a very emergency matter and it should be dealt urgently. Thank you.